Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast, what the world is listening to.
It's time to turn back the clock and jump into 1999 for the Attitude Era Season 2.
What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the Hot Commodity, joined by my own Hot Commodity, as we cover all things WWE from the year 1999. We are jumping into our time machine to cover the Attitude Era Season 2. We've covered from December 1997 all the way to, here we are now, November 18th, 1999. And before we dig into the episode, I made a whole new intro video, which I thought was pretty cool. I'm learning, upgrading, improving. The Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast is going through some.
You want to go upstairs?
At what?
Everything.
Oh. Well, anyways, check out the new little intro that I made. That's kind of cool. Smorgasbord of different WWE wrestlers from November 1999, and that logo, it'll change as the months change as well. But today we are covering WWF SmackDown from November 18th, 1999, live in Cincinnati, Ohio. I had just turned, what, 6? Yeah. And you were 14. Those are some prime years you were going through the changes. What do they call that? Oh God. They call it something when you go through as you get older. It's how are you? You know everything. How are you not helping me?
I don't know what's going on.
Puberty. I'm saying that you went through. You're going through puberty. Yeah, like you were, experiencing, touching yourself and doing different things, learning your body,
I
figuring
had already
things out. Oh, you discovered earlier on. Well, see, the first time I didn't know what was happening. I was like, I wonder if this happens every time, or if it's just a special moment that just occurs every, couple of. I didn't put 2 and 2 together at first, but we're covering the Attitude Era, and this is the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. So first, we're going to talk about jerking off. We're 2 game guys. So you start out this episode of SmackDown. We see DX backstage attacking Pat Patterson and Gerald Brisco. Triple H says, "You tell McMahon he's making this too personal now." Vince McMahon arrives in Macon. Did I say that?
No.
Taking Macon. Vince arrives in a limo, and Sergeant Slaughter runs up to him and tells him that the attack on the attack on Gerald Brisco and Pat Patterson. So Vince and Tess run and see Pat and Brisco on the floor, attacked and bloodied up. Stephanie shows up as well with Vince, and Vince yells he wants Triple H back here. So do you think Vince is really upset about DX attacking Pat Patterson and Gerald Brisco?
I don't think he was that upset.
I think DX did him a favor by attacking Pat Patterson so there wouldn't be any more assault claims against WWE. But this whole thing of DX attacking Vince's best friend, Vince doesn't give a flying crap about that. At least I didn't.
He was acting almost upset when they got Stephanie.
Yeah, he was very upset about this. So DX definitely.
I think, speaking of gay, I think him and Pat Patterson knocked up. So
There are straight people who do have their moments, so I'm sure Vince took his.
I don't know if Vince is straight.
Do you think you would have an opportunity if you did with Pat Patterson to take it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Definitely.
You really flew around with Pat Patterson? Oh, nah. Really?
No.
Oh, I thought you were being serious for me. You're being facetious. I wouldn't hang out with Pat Patterson either.
I might hang out with him, but I don't want to fuck him.
Yeah, that's what would lead to.
You know.
I'm not gonna and it probably would. It's Pat Patterson. Why not? But I wouldn't. I'd say no to Pat. But anyways, DX attacks Pat Patterson and Gerald Brisco backstage. Start off SmackDown. Our first match of the night, we have Edge and Christian taking on Too Cool. Edge lands a cool missile drop kick to Grandmaster Sexay. You saw the little fun I did there. Too Cool then ram Edge into the post. Christian hits it on prettier. But during this, Too Cool roll up Christian and Too Cool get the sneak attack victory. And after Edge and Christian attack Too Cool after the match. What are you thinking of Too Cool here? I love how Jerry Lawler keeps playing the game of, oh, it's not my son.
Yeah, looks down.
Yeah.
I like them. They were pretty cool. Right, because they were good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they were obviously heels here, but people actually really like.
They were, when I was a kid, I loved when Rikishi and Too Cool would dance. It was like my favorite, one of my favorite moments of the night. But I do also like Edge and Christian. We can't forget about them. They keep having better matches as they go.
Yeah.
Back to the saga with Vince McMahon and Triple H. Triple H tells Vince backstage not to make things personal, but they kind of already did. Like, I mean, Vince cost Triple H the title. Triple H attacked Test. It's already there, so I don't know why that was even put in there. Kurt Angle's taking on Gangrel with Luna Vachon next. During the match, Kurt Angle gets on the mic and he's mad that he's getting booed by the Cincinnati crowd. Gangrel hits a body slam and an elbow drop, but Angle lands an Olympic slam to get the victory over Gangrel. I like Kurt Angle. Interesting how they're putting him up against these random people here. This is the beginning of his career, so yeah. I do like him though, and I like how he's being a brash, cocky asshole to start off. Test is playing WrestleMania 2000 on the Nintendo 64. Stephanie McMahon is opening her wedding gifts. She gets a card saying that the gift is in the limo. Test says that he'll go out and get it. And then as he goes outside, DX attack Test in the parking lot. They toss him into an ambulance and they throw him in the truck. I'm sorry, they toss him into an amp, like not into like in it, but like against it. And then Mr. Ash drives off with Test in the trunk of the car. Test, man, how is he ever going to get married to Stephanie with this happening? We'll have to see. WWF European Champion, the British Bulldog, defending against the Godfather. Mean Street Posse come down in the ring. They have some money for the hose. Godfather is soon distracted by a fan that has a sign that's saying that WWF is immoral. Mean Street Posse attack Godfather on the floor, allowing British Bulldog to land a power slam, and the British Bulldog retains the title. Again, we see this guy in the crowd, and I don't really remember who this person is trying to say that WWE is.
I don't know. That's funny because I can't remember this either.
I don't know. We see Stephanie McMahon backstage. She punches and attacks Triple H. Triple H says, keep her off me or I'll beat her ass too. Foreshadowing to some things down the line. Viscera, Big Daddy Vis, flirts with Tori backstage, which pisses Kane off. Kane will attack Viscera. What?
Oh, excuse me. I don't like Viscera.
Yeah, he can have his moments sometimes, but I'm not a big fan either. WWF champion The Big Show defending the title against Hardcore Holly with Crash. A quick match. Big Show gets the win after a choke slam. After the match, Big Show choke slams Crash Holly as well. But then the Big Boss Man runs out and hits the Big Show behind with a nightstick. We know the Big Boss Man is #1 contender for the Big Show's title. What do you think of these sneak attacks here?
The Big Slow. Yeah, Boss Man. Let's see. I never really liked him. Like in a heel way.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was, and he really wasn't that great of a wrestler either. But yeah, I mean it's fucked up. I mean the whole funeral thing. He's just gone too far. He has gone too far.
The Big Show.
I, for one, am appalled.
Vince McMahon and Stephanie help Test back into the arena. Vince says he's getting security to protect from Triple H and DX. Now we have Viscera taking on Kane with Tori. Kane slams Viscera into the steps. Viscera hits a Samoan drop on the floor. Kane lands a flying clothesline and a huge choke slam. And Viscera learned not to flirt with Kane. Yeah, I don't think Tori was attractive either. Too much. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Tori.
That's okay. I'm sure she won't care. I mean, she probably gets told this a million times.
Yeah, maybe she looks different by now.
I don't know. Triple H tells Vince McMahon he's ready to bury the hatchet. He has a wedding gift, and it ends up being a catcher's mask, which I don't really get. Oh, because for Tessa's face, because they broke his nose.
Right.
Okay. Jim Ross talks to officers on the phone about the attack on Stone Cold Steve Austin getting run over. And Jim Ross is like, I'm best friends with him. Jerry Lawler is full of shit. Vince McMahon has security guards watch over. He's a great one ass. Yeah, about Jerry Lawler.
Grade 1.
Grade 1. Grade 1 ass. Yeah, like mine. Vince has security guards watch over his office. Next, we have the women's champion Ivory defending against Luna and Jacqueline in a hardcore match. These women fight backstage in the women's dressing room. Luna smashes a glass over Ivory. They toss food at each other. Then Jacqueline tosses Ivory into the men's room, and two guys are peeing in the urinal. That was fun stuff. Ivory ends up hitting Jacqueline with a cookie sheet and gets the win. And Ivory retains her title again. What did you think of this hardcore match?
She could have hit her with the gun.
Big.
Yeah.
Nah, Ivory would probably want to suck it. Yeah. Mankind and Al Snow are then seen in Las Vegas. They go to a strip club. They chase after a fan of The Rock. And this is just a way for Mankind to get Al Snow out and to get his troubles to go away after Al Snow's action figure was pulled from Walmart. Next, we have Y2J Chris Jericho taking on Sexual Chocolate Mark Henry. Jericho, he trashes China and says he now knows who the better man is between him and China. Mark Henry lands a clothesline. Jericho gets the
right?
Yep. But remember, Jericho broke her hand using a hammer last week on Raw. Mark Henry hits a clothesline, and then Jericho lands a Bulldog and a Lion Saw. And Chris Jericho defeats Sexual Chocolate. We just watched the biography on Mark Henry, so I'm sad to see him lose here. But Mark Henry's a beast.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. The Dudley Boys are interviewed by the cops on the phone about attacking The Rock, which we all know didn't do. At least we don't think the Dudley Boys attacked The Rock.
Too dumb.
Next up, the tag team champions, the New Age Outlaws, defending against the Hardy Boys with Tori. This was actually a really good match. Jeff Hardy accidentally knocks out the referee and jumps over the railing onto Road Dogg on the floor. X-Pac runs in and lands a spinning heel kick to Matt and attacks Jeff. And then X-Pac hits an X-Factor to Matt Hardy, and the New Age Outlaws retain with help from X-Pac. And DX is continuing on a tear here on SmackDown. I like the New Age Outlaws as champions, but I do think the Hardy Boys deserve another shot at the title after that match and the way X-Pac interfered.
Yeah.
We see a smoke bomb went off in the McMahon's office, so Stephanie and all of them are freaking out. It smells.
Stephanie can put her legs.
Yeah, well, yeah. She's got a hole under the seat down there. The Rock takes on the Big Boss Man with Prince Albert next. Boss Man lands a spine buster. Albert attacks the Rock on the floor. Rock hits a DDT. And then Rock lands a rock bottom to Boss Man for the win. After Prince Albert and Boss Man attack the Rock until the WWE champion, the Big Show makes the save. Big Show lands a choke slam to Prince Albert, and then Rock hits a rock bottom to the Hollies, who run out. And that was kind of random for the Hollies to run out there. They had no involvement in the match, but Big Show making the save for the Rock. Good stuff. We've come to our final segment. Triple H comes out. Triple H says, after all the blood, sweat, and tears, and what it took to become the WWF champion, Vince McMahon screwed me. That burned a hole in Vince that I became champion. I wasn't one of his boys. At Survivor Series, Vince screwed me, stole from me. Vince committed a crime against me personally. DX had to get personal with Vince McMahon. We got personal with his whole family. Vince, come out and let me get personal with you. Vince, get your ass out here now. Leave the police in the back. Vince McMahon comes out. Triple H says, hold on, tough guy. If you touch me, I'll sue your ass. I would beat your old ass half to death. And tomorrow I'd be fired. Let's do it another way. Have your lawyers draw up some papers. You and I will meet in this ring. That contract will say no matter how bad I beat you, you cannot do anything to me afterwards. We got Armageddon coming up. It will be done at Armageddon. Do we have a deal? Vince agrees. And then we see everyone, the McMahon family, passed out on the stairs. Vince runs to the back, and again, DX gets the final lap on Vince. What do you think is going to happen at Armageddon? Do you think Vince is going to be able to go one-on-one with Triple H?
No. Somebody will have to help.
Okay.
Maybe Austin.
Mm-hmm. So,
I mean,
what do you
kind
think?
of a joke for Vince.
What do you think of this angle, though? Do you like how now Triple H is going after Vince and they're having this whole, or do you feel like it's kind of boring?
It's okay, but it's kind of like we already had that with Austin, so it's good though. I mean, it's entertaining for the moment.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like stuff where people are gonna get by cars, ambulances, like they're using a lot of like crazy things happening here. But that was it for this episode of SmackDown. I liked how DX just continued to fuck with the McMahon family. I like how Triple H challenged Vince for Armageddon. I actually know what happened, so I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, the best part was seeing the strippers.
Yeah, that was my favorite part too. They were pretty sexy. But
didn't see any strippers.
Well, I mean, they were the ladies that were there. Anyways, that is it for our coverage of SmackDown. We'll be covering Raw's War Armageddon's a couple weeks away, so we'll be covering that as well. Make sure you check out our normal Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown recaps. We got SummerSlam a couple weeks away. A lot of stuff coming your way. So until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.